On this all-new episode of Primetime Panthers, we sit down with President and CEO of your Florida Panthers, Matt Caldwell, to discuss the importance of Military Appreciation Night to the organization.
From the moment Vinny bought the team, he said, we have this unbelievable platform. We have all these eyeballs and so many people coming to games. We need to honor the military.
And we recap a thrilling shootout win against the Flyers.
Rodriguez, beautiful to the backhand, and the Panthers have the lead in round 5.
Plus, we sit down with World War II veteran Stanley Kazanoff before he was honored on opening night.
The last thing I gotta ask you to do is, can we get a big go Cats?
Go Cats!
Hey!
If they make a goal, you'll see me going, yeah!
All of that and more this week on Primetime Panthers. Primetime Panthers is presented by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Welcome into this week's episode of Primetime Panthers. I'm your host, Katie Engelson. We are bringing you this episode from the beautiful War Memorial Auditorium in downtown Fort Lauderdale. This was a very special week for the Florida Panthers, who hosted Military Appreciation Night during the last 2 home games. I had the opportunity to sit down with team president and CEO Matt Caldwell on why a night like this is so important to the Florida Panthers organization. Well, Matt, coming up is Military Appreciation Night, and these are nights that hold significant meaning to so many of the Florida Panthers organization. Why is it so important to this franchise?
Yeah, I mean, it starts with our owner. Vinny Viola's a West Point grad, class of 77. Hired myself, who's a 2002 grad. And from the moment Vinny bought the team, he said, we have this unbelievable platform. And I know it's sports related. I know it's obviously hockey and entertainment. But we have all these eyeballs and so many people coming to games. We need to honor the military. So every night at the games, we honor a veteran. We do a military appreciation night. This year we have two games. We'll have a bunch of activities going on during the game. So for us, it's part of our DNA. The fans have really seemed to embrace it. The players have been great. All of our staff has been wonderful in giving back. And it's just a moment for us to recognize the brave soldiers that are out there that look out after our country.
Speaking of the fans embracing it, what can you say of how the community comes together to rally for nights like these?
Yeah, I mean, you see it during the Heroes Among Us program, and that moment during the game is one of the most exciting parts of the game presentation. And to do it every single night and still get that same reaction for every veteran that comes through, it's nice to see how the community's embraced it all. And, whether you're Democrat, Republican, wherever you stand on the political spectrum, it's nice to see that the institution of the military is respected by all, and it's nice to see fans come together in that moment.
What are some other initiatives, if any, throughout the year that the Panthers do to honor the military?
Yeah, another one that's great is called our Saves for Vets program. We partner with Amerant Bank, who's our naming rights partner. Wonderful partnership we have with them. For every save that one of our Panther goaltenders have, the Panthers Foundation donates $40 to a nonprofit that supports veterans. So, we launched it about 3 years ago now. We've donated over $300,000 to that initiative. And it's not just about donating the money. You have to go and spend time in nonprofits and, hear about their mission and see how our staff can help them out. So we're very proud of that. Our foundation, one of the 4, pillars is, military veterans, in addition to growing youth hockey and helping children's education. So it's throughout the franchise where we're putting the military first and foremost. I mean, you just saw a few weeks ago, we brought the Stanley Cup to West Point, and the players were amazing, embracing all the cadets that are there, and cadets got a chance to take pictures with the Stanley Cup, and all the staff that are there, a bunch of military officers got opportunity to see the cup and meet our players. So at every moment, we're trying to recognize the military and make sure it's front and center.
What can the players take away from opportunities like these?
Well, especially on that West Point trip, I hope they see the value of teamwork and not having an ego and always putting the unit or the organization or the company ahead of their own needs. So we have a great culture already. I don't think they need much help, but I hope when they see a great culture and a great camaraderie that exists in the military. It gives them pride in what they're building with the Panthers.
And lastly, Matt, for you to be the president and CEO of a franchise like this, how meaningful is it to know that you're honoring the military each and every day?
I never imagined this. I didn't grow up saying I want to be the CEO of a sports team, but not because I didn't want that, but probably didn't think it was attainable. But in life you work hard and you do well, and then you meet people like Vinny that believe in you, and he put me in this role, and I didn't have any experience, so I'm very grateful to him. I'm very humble about it, and the fact that we can also highlight the military on this incredible platform, it's like a full circle moment for me, like we talked about earlier.
Awesome, Matt. Thank you so much for the time. We appreciate it.
Yeah, this was great. Thank you.
Time for our first break here on Primetime Panthers. Coming up next, we sit down with a World War II veteran who has an incredible story.
I always was proud of the time I was in the service. I was there for 1 whole year during the war, and when the war ended, I spent a whole year in Japan in the occupation forces.
Keep it locked. Primetime Panthers on Scripps Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Primetime Panthers. The organization as a whole places a high priority on honoring military personnel. The Heroes Among Us program, sponsored by City Furniture, has been a huge part of the Florida Panthers organization since it was founded in 2013. The program gives the South Florida community a chance to nominate and honor someone who has served or is currently serving in any branch of the United States military. Over its 11-year history, the program has honored over 450 members of the military, including over 50 Vietnam veterans, 20 Korean War veterans, and 100 World War II veterans. One of those World War II veterans is Stanley Kazanoff, who was honored earlier this season on opening night. Stanley served in the U.S. Navy from July 1944 to May 1946, achieving the rank of Yeoman 3rd Class. We sat down with the 98-year-old veteran ahead of his special night at Amerant Bank Arena.
What does it mean to you to be honored by the Florida Panthers on opening night?
Well, I always was proud of the time I was in the service. I was there for 1 whole year during the war, and when the war ended, I spent a whole year in Japan in the occupation forces at the biggest Japanese naval base ever, and it was in a town called Yokosuka, and I had to go a long time to learn how to pronounce that. So I was always proud of my service, even though I wasn't the greatest hero in the world. And I was there for a year, and I got a terrible attack of a dysentery, almost killed me. And in fact, like I was 120 pounds, was always my normal weight at that time. I was like under 90 pounds.
Well, you survived, and there's not too many of you left.
I heard about 1,000 of us. I'm 98, and I went in young. I was young when in fact, I was 20 years old when I got discharged. I was only 20 years old.
Please welcome 98-year-old World War II veteran, Yeoman 3rd Class Stanley Kazanoff, United States Navy. Thank you for your service and dedication to our country.
You've done a lot for the United States, for your country, and you're also repping a Florida Panthers jersey.
Yes.
And this team has done a lot for the NHL and for the South Florida residents. And so both of you are being honored tonight with the raising of the Stanley Cup banner, and of course with you being in our presence tonight. So what does it mean to you to be celebrated with the cup tonight?
Well, I got something I can brag about from now on, I'll tell you that much. And people won't believe what's happening to me here. And I'm really happy.
A cool thing that happened today was that we had you, Stanley, with Lord Stanley, the Stanley Cup, and you got to take a photo with the Stanley Cup. What was that moment like for you?
I couldn't believe that cup. I mean, what handmanship and work there. When they lift it up, you don't see nothing. You see a big silver cup. But boy, when you get up close to that thing, I mean, it's remarkable. It's the first time I ever saw anything like it.
the last thing I got to ask you to do is, can we get a big Go Cats?
Go, I'm hoarse over talking. Go Cats.
Hey!
If they make a goal, you'll see me going, yeah!
What an amazing story. Another incredible initiative the Florida Panthers organization holds near and dear is the Saves for Vets, presented by Amerant Bank. Each time a save is made by a Panthers goaltender throughout both the playoffs and regular season, $40 is donated to veteran-focused nonprofit organizations within the South Florida area. Over the past 2 seasons, the program has raised over $225,000. That equates to just over 5,600 saves. Now that's some serious goaltending. Time for another break here on Primetime Panthers. Coming up next, we get a special tour of the brand new War Memorial Auditorium.
So as you approach the auditorium, we have here a plaque for all the men and women who have died for their country and made the ultimate sacrifice. So all the names here are from Broward County.
Primetime Panthers is presented by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. Don't go anywhere. Primetime Panthers on Scripps Sports. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Primetime Panthers. I'm Katie Engelson. The War Memorial Auditorium is officially open after a special ribbon-cutting ceremony earlier today. What better time to get a tour of the new state-of-the-art facility? Let's go check it out. We are here outside the War Memorial Auditorium, which the Florida Panthers renovated. And before we go inside to check out some of the interesting features that the auditorium has to offer, we are going to look at a few of the different monuments. And Matt, what can you tell us about this particular one?
So this one is a dedication to the U.S. Merchant Marines. And you can read here, during World War II in particular, they had the largest number of folks that were on the merchant ships that were going back and forth between the U.S. and Europe. Great soldiers, great veterans that have dedicated their life to our country. And that when we looked at renovating this facility, we wanted to preserve all the historic value and the dedication of veterans. And this is one of the monuments that we made sure to keep in place and keep honoring the U.S. Merchant Marines. This is one of the most well-known buildings in Fort Lauderdale. It was built in 1950. So we wanted to do that combination of preserving the past, keeping the historic values we said, and honoring the veterans, while also building this great entertainment district.
Matt, what is the significance of these red canopies outside the auditorium?
Yeah, so our architect, Matt Rossetti, wanted to bring some artistic expression as you walk up to the War Memorial Auditorium. So the red canopies are for soldiers, like guarding the facility. We've kept the whole front facade in place from the original facility, and we wanted to add this to, as you walk up, to keep the military feel to the facility. So as you approach the auditorium, we have here a plaque for all men and women who have died for their country and made the ultimate sacrifice. So all the names here are from Broward County, and it's the first thing you see as you approach the auditorium.
What does this particular plaque represent?
So here we have people from Broward County as well that have served in the Vietnam War. So you can see all the men and women who have served during that time. And we've kept both of these plaques in their place as we wanted to maintain the kind of military history of the building.
Matt, now we are inside the lobby of the War Memorial Auditorium. What can you share about some of the special features that the lobby has to offer?
Yeah, again, we wanted to maintain the military history here. So on the floor here, you'll see all the battles from the Pacific Front in World War II. So you see Pearl Harbor, Midway, and many others. Here in the center, where the star is the War Memorial dedication. Underneath there is actually a time capsule from when the building was first built. There's some original concert tickets, some newspaper clippings. We're going to be adding our own piece of history to that time capsule. Things like our own shows that we'll be doing, some photos of the team, maybe a letter from our captain to continue the tradition that we started back in 1950. So as you walk in here, we've obviously put in some new bar area. Here was a statue of a soldier that was donated to us from Gold Star Mothers, which is an organization where mothers have lost a child in combat, and they've come together to help other Gold Star families. So we made that soldier prominent here right in the center of the lobby so that everyone who comes through can see the dedication. After, of course, coming through the lobby, now you come into the main auditorium, and this will be all general admission seating. And we'll have the stage out in front. It'll be standing room only for most shows here in this area, like a ballroom style. It's two bars at each end. And then we also built this mezzanine to have some elevated seats. So that's all new. And then if you look at the stage, we increased the stage opening to make sure that we can have, all types of acts, by having a large stage opening. So we're very proud of it, and we're excited to have a number of events through the auditorium.
The War Memorial Auditorium is an incredible addition to the FTL War Memorial Complex. The venue can be booked for private events such as weddings, award shows, graduations, and more. Visit warmemorialauditorium.com to learn about all the upcoming concerts and more. Time for our final break here on Primetime Panthers. Coming up next, we relive the thrilling shootout win against the Flyers on Military Appreciation Night.
Cross carries, slows down at the net. Let's go home, baby! Sergei Bobrovsky and the Panthers win the shootout, and that's 7 in a row for the Cats.
Keep it locked. Primetime Panthers will be right back. Welcome back to Primetime Panthers. After a dominant win against the Predators, the Cats would look to continue their winning ways on Military Appreciation Night against the Philadelphia Flyers.
The Panthers are off to their best start this season in 3 years, and tonight back home, taking on the Flyers. Important night. It's Military Appreciation Night at Amerant Bank Arena. We honor the brave men and women of the United States military. Let's go to the ice.
Please turn your attention to the 109 stage and welcome tonight's hero among us. 100-year-old World War II veteran, Private First Class Thomas Downey Jr., United States Army. Thank you for your service and dedication to our country.
Special night here at Amerant Bank Arena. Well, the Panthers and the Flyers about to get it on. Cats looking for a 7th straight win. Stops, gets to the forehand, has Schmidt off the big score! Nate Schmidt with a rocket! And this game is even.
Oh, for the love of Bernie Perron. Beautifully set up here by Rodriguez. Watch, he just freezes the defense. There's the trailer and everything that he had. Nate Schmidt, and he just blasts it right over the glove of Earson.
That was a great change by me because I like to attribute a lot of that to him. Roddy makes a good little turn up, but no, that was enjoyable. There's not a lot of things you can say about the shift, right? Just like, hey, step on, shoot, goal, line up again, do it again.
Back it goes, Kulikov. Rodriguez again. Kulikov right in front, score! It's Cooley time!
How about this shift from Evan Rodriguez? He has his name all over, even though Kulikov gets the goal. Look at the move there by Rodriguez. Goes back, now goes over to Rodriguez, over to Kulikov, and right back.
We're playing our game is the biggest thing. I don't think we're not winning by running that style of game. We're not doing things that we wouldn't do come playoff time. We're playing the right way, and we're getting the results. And I think when you do that, it emphasizes the fact that it works. I think all the new guys have bought in very quickly and are doing all the right things, and it's good when you get this chemistry, this early in the season.
Played ahead to Kachuk at the line. He gets things sorted out. The little flip, he's got Mikkola, sweeps it ahead. It's Bennett, score! Palmer hanging with the great pass, and Bennett gives the Panthers the lead.
just one times the pass. Look at, he just shovels it over to Bennett, and he gets everything on that puck. He had to elevate it.
Ekblad with 1 second to go, and we will be back with overtime. Sanheim is in. Bobrovsky with the stick save. Konechny moves in at the buzzer. Bobrovsky the save. Sergei says no, and we're going to a shootout. Here we go, the shootout. And Barkov just beautiful. Oh, he makes it look so smooth. Could not beat Bobrovsky during play. Here he is, second round of the shootout, and that time he scores. Rodriguez, beautiful to the backhand, and the Panthers have the lead in round 5. Oh, what a goal. Frost carries, slows down at the net. Let's go home, baby! Sergei Bobrovsky and the Panthers win the shootout, and that's 7 in a row for the Cats.
We handled that game the way it was played very, very well. We weren't great, but a big chunk of that is the other team played really hard and battled and competed on every puck. The outcome's great. Sergei was fantastic at the end of the game. Lundell's line probably gave us a chance to win that game.
When we get into tough situations, this team doesn't panic, and I know that it's only been 15, 16 games for me, but you get that sense from this group that has a lot of confidence in what they do and what we do every night. And that's not something you just overnight have. You know, that's something that's been built over years here, and it's starting to show with this group and how they're able to the level of resiliency each night is something that's it's fun to be a part of.
That does it for this week's episode of Primetime Panthers. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you next week as we share more about the NHL's Hockey Fights Cancer initiative. We'll see you every Wednesday right here on Script Sports.
Primetime Panthers has been presented by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.